Hi, I'm Mariela.
And I'm Lee.
And today we're going to install our VanTech roof track system.
This goes into the factory location on the roof where the pre-existing holes are already supplied.
And this will be where later we're going to attach our solar panels.
Here we are, our roof rack, not the roof rack, but the roof rails just came in from VanTech. So we're going to open it up, get the instructions, and install them. We have the foam that goes underneath the rails, came with it. We have our instructions. We have assorted hardware, little connectors that connect the rails together and the bolts that go through the ceiling. So we'll go ahead and finish opening the rest of this up. Make sure we test all our parts. Alright, there's an A track, a B track, and a C track that go in different places. I've determined that these two are my A track, these two are my B track, and these two are my C track. So now we have to remove the plugs on the top of the sprinter van. This is what they look like on the inside right here. There's a little bit of adhesive on the top, and we will heat the adhesive up and then push them out and open up these holes all the way down this side of the van. These are the little plugs. They're held down by some sort of adhesive. The best way to get them out is to heat the adhesive up, then pry them up or pull them up with a pair of pliers. So I'm going to do that now. Got a little hair dryer. Doesn't take too long. Doesn't take a lot of heat. Just pry them out. A pair of pliers seems to work pretty good. And then clean off the adhesive. If you scratch the van a little bit, it's okay. Just put some good primer on it. It's all going to be sealed up anyway when you're done. And that's it. Just got to get the rest of them done. If it breaks off, no worries. We'll just go inside, we'll pop it with a hammer and it'll come right out. All right, we're inside the van. This is one that we just removed, no problem. This one broke off. We'll just tap it real easy. Now it'll come right out.
And it happened again, but it just comes off.
All right, the tracks are laid out all the way down the van, and you have to slide these little connectors on.
How did you lay the tracks down?
I lined them up with the holes. Just slide these little connectors on. Make sure the holes still line up. The existing factory holes line up with the holes inside the track. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add the foam that they supplied. I'm going to put a little piece of butyl tape right on top of each hole just for extra sealant. Then I'm going to put it down and bolt it together. I've got all the holes lined up and the clips put in place. This is sticky back foam. I'm just going to peel the tape off, put it in place. There's two optional holes that are not in the van. At the very beginning of the track at the front, and at the very end of the track in the back. I'm going to be putting those holes in the van now so that we can have the extra support. One's going to end up coming out about here, and the other at the other end of the van in the back. And we want to put these extra holes in for the support because we're going to have solar panels and other things attached to the rack. So the lift, I think it'll give it a little extra support, a little extra security, just to be safe. Figured why not. I'm going to be drilling a hole here, so I need you to help me hold this.
Me.
We want to catch the metal shavings. We don't want any raw metal falling down, getting on the van, getting anywhere. It will rust and will cause everything else to rust, so you want to catch all those shavings. Got a 1/4 inch drill bit and a smaller drill bit for a pilot hole. I just lined up the other holes to make sure I'm in the right place. I'm going to take my smaller pilot hole and get something started here so that I know where my hole is going to be. Right there. Drilling the pilot hole. You have the cup in place?
Yep.
Leave it there. Now that we've got the pilot hole drilled, I'm going to make a little bigger hole. I've laid the track in place, lined up the existing holes, and this is the optional hole here that needs to be made. I'm going to start by drilling a little pilot hole to mark the area. Then once I get that, I'll go with my bigger 1/4 inch drill and make the final hole. We got all the plugs out all the way down on the passenger side. There's still a little bit of residue and a little bit of dirt, so you want to clean that up. That way your foam will have a good smooth surface and you'll get a nice seal. So I'm just going to clean this up all the way down, do all these holes, try to get rid of all the dirt and contaminants and the leftover residue. I'm using a little bit of acetone and gently wiping the area just to get all the residue off. It also helps me clean. Just want to be careful you don't use too much and wipe too much and ruin your paint. But it cleans up very nicely if you're careful. It also dries up, leaving no residue, so that the foam will have a good place to adhere and make a good seal. Alright, couple spots I scraped the paint a little bit, so I just want to get some primer on it. I just made a little hole in a piece of cardboard. Could use tape or anything to tape it off. And put a little primer on it. That way we're sure it's not going to rust. Hot day, gotta remember to stay hydrated. Got a little butyl tape. Some of the videos I've watched for installing these rails did not use the butyl tape. Some of the ones I watched did. I think the butyl tape is going to help create a better seal. So I'm going to cut little pieces, about 3/4 of an inch long, to put over top of the holes that I just put primer on. This is the butyl tape I just cut little pieces of. All I'm going to do is peel it off and put it right over top of the hole. And we'll do that for every hole all the way down to help create a better seal. What's happening now is we're taking these screws, putting them in place. Start here so you can see better. They don't want to get started easy. Alright, finally got it started. Snug it up a little bit, don't want to strip the thread. And repeat that process all the way down. Then once you get that lined up, we'll put it in the hole and put nuts and washers from the bottom. The screws are in the track and I've placed them through the holes. This is the one we drilled. This is the existing hole. So now I'm going to take a flat washer. Take a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut and place it on each one of the bolts coming through. We got a flat washer, a washer, and then a nut. And get it started. Then torque it down. And you're done. Just have to do all the rest. The other 13 need to be done on this side, then 13 on the other side. We've got the track inlaid, the bolts in the track through the hole with the butyl tape around the holes, the nuts or the washer, the lock washer and the nuts. This is the final piece for this side. Just put the little piece on the end and it should tap right into place. That trims out this side real nice. Now I'll put this one at the other end and we do the other side. Okay, that's the last bolt on the track. Took an hour and 28 minutes from start to finish for the driver's side. So that means about 3 hours to do both sides if you weren't filming. We have the plugs that go on the end of the tracks just to dress it up, and we're completely done with this project. Don't forget, click the subscribe button, click like, give us comments, tell us what you like or don't like. Thanks for watching.